What kind of market study is required to become a successful entrepreneur?
Well, it's relative to your business really, because if you're going to start small, like now for example, when I started the Flower Works, it's a premium bakery, it's a European bakery, right? And India has Mangini's and Baker's Basket and Creme Crust, etc. But opening the Flower Works for me was like, I remember when I went to Delhi in the early 70s and 80s, you had two choices on food. Either you ate with the dhaba guy, where you got whatever you could in his kitchen, or you went straight to the five-star hotel. Okay, or a restaurant in Connaught Place where dal would cost 400 bucks. But there was nothing in the middle. If you look at Bombay, if you look at Pune, you look at Bangalore, there are lots of restaurants which fill the middle gap. But in Delhi there was nothing. So for us, the opening of the Flower Works is somewhere in the middle, because you got bakeries in the five-star hotels who make X amount of stuff for their customers, and you got Baker's Basket, etc., and then the lower end Pune bakery, Citizen Bakery kind of bakeries. But there is no premium bakery. There's no bakery which addresses the gap between these two. So for us, it was a matter of positioning. So we position ourselves as a high-end bakery come restaurant, and the cheesecake we make will have Philadelphia cream cheese in it, and will be slightly more expensive than whatever else people call cheesecake in this place. But that's the positioning. So when you start a business like this, beyond a certain point, you cannot do data research. Your knowledge of demographics in Pune tells you that if at all this will succeed, it has to be in Koregaon Park or Kalyani Nagar. The next step tells you that Kalyani Nagar is probably relatively cheaper real estate than Koregaon Park. The third thing tells you that one of your primary markets is going to be the expats, all the foreigners who have come to Pune, and so a general conversation. I've heard that there are 10,000 of them in Pune. I haven't seen more than 100 yet, but presumably there are 10,000. But so then you start figuring out how to reach these 10,000 expats, because they probably like our food more than most other classes of people. But then we're also finding that there are a lot of Parsis, for example. Parsis love our place. I've had situations where all four tables are Parsi families shouting at each other in their choice language. And they're great fun, and they love the kind of menu that we provide. And now there are a lot of Indians who have traveled abroad, who know what a bagel is, who know what a cheesecake is, who know what a pretzel is, who know what a baguette means. So yeah, we're building up. But that's only one phase of it. Now when it comes, for example, it's a very tricky question. Suppose I want to open franchises. I say I want to open one in Pimpri Chinchwad, and I want to open one in Deccan, and I want to open one in Aund, Baner, Hinjewadi, etc. It's almost impossible today to get an idea of the demographics. Okay, the Kothurud I lived in 85 to 95 was a completely different Kothurud. Today I really don't know. So if actually when I tell a franchise that, you know, if a franchise approaches me and says he wants to handle Kothurud, I really wouldn't be able to predict sales. For all you know, the youngsters and the ladies today may be very happy with the kind of bread and muffins and cookies and cheesecakes we provide. Maybe not. So in many cases, there's only one way to find out. So demographic data is not available, and even if it's available, it tells you nothing of the taste of people today. So in my business, beyond a certain point, there's no sense. But when it comes to expanding beyond Pune, the first thing I would do is obviously look for places where logistically I can travel faster. So Bombay and Goa being closer is logical. So I wouldn't open Delhi and Bangalore first. I would go to Bombay and Goa. So many of these things fall into place once you know your business, your positioning, your structuring, etc. So whether you need data research or not depends on size. Pharmaceutical companies, for example, have to do a lot of research. BMW, before it comes in, will do a lot of research, because the cost of entering India is so enormous. For me to start a relatively small bakery like the Flower Works does not involve a lot of data research.